Misty Mountain. You know, the whole snowflake concept, our college student snowflakes across this land who are busily getting offended by every little thing while they pile up their student loan debt, courtesy of the left. Yeah. But the snowflakes, make a profession out of being offended. And we've done segments around here about that whole concept called microaggressions. I mean, we're talking about being offended by stuff at the molecular level, the microaggression level. I mean, we're getting into, the most subtle, microscopic nuances of the slightest little thing that could possibly be construed to be offensive by a tender-hearted snowflake, right? I mean, that is a national passion on the left, on our campuses, and we are supposed to go out of our way to prevent this from happening, to prevent snowflakes from being offended, right? We have got to move mountains to conquer the scourge of microaggressions going on in this country, right? That is perhaps the American motto. Maybe it was under President Obama. But then when you have, as caller Karen pointed out and just brought it home, my gosh, when you have the kneeling at the national anthem and you have huge swaths of America being offended, and the numbers, by the way, are drastic in the poll data. Huge majorities of the American people offended by that, and suddenly it's not okay to be offended. Suddenly it's we're not going to try to prevent you from being offended because you shouldn't be offended. That's not a microaggression. That's just the flag. That's just the anthem. I mean, what's the problem? Oh. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying. It is so easy. The hypocrisy. Oh, well, to the phones back again we go, and next in line is Gary. Gary, is this West Point? Do you have an NFL update for us?
Yes, as usual. Well, first of all, I these people that stood up in London for their song.
For the British national anthem, yeah.
First of all, since the advent of the one and done and two and done thing in college has come about in the last 20 years, they're not getting educated. They have no idea what they're doing. I'm sympathetic to the point where it's ludicrous, but that's where they're at. They don't have any idea about history. They probably went in under a physical education minor and left, and they don't have any school loans, and they don't have other things to worry about. They're millionaires, and they have no idea who took over who. And we got out of the England thing, and they have no ideas. 1776. What was that? Oh, well, maybe that's when somebody started a car dealership. No.
Yeah. There might be to be some education about King George and what he was up to.
They need it, but they'll never get it.
We're not into royalty in America. God save the Queen. We don't have kings and queens over here, do we? Last time I checked. So
I grew up around in a part of the country back when it was popular in New York, and we learned the history of this country and how it came about. Because I had the last settlement 5 miles from my house. I had Washington's headquarters 10 miles from my house. These clowns do not know anything about what they're doing. And if they did, now what is the reason they're doing this? Because
Gary, are you saying that you're offended by this? Are you?
I'm totally offended by their stupidity.
Yeah, but are you becoming a snowflake on us here, Gary? You see the dichotomy, right? Is you got to be offended by the right things,
Oh, the economy's doing great.
Yeah.
I'm
You got to be
man
offended
doing
by
paintings
what
for a living.
the left says that you're supposed to be offended by this list of things. And if you're offended by something that's not on that list, well, hey, it's like, screw you, man.
I don't care about the left. The left is,
I hear you.
The left is trash. They're trash. These idiots, the guy that runs even our Republican buddies who we thought were doing something right, they're not doing nothing.
All this has been exposed, but Paul Ryan told us, he assured us that President Trump is learning and his heart is in the right place.
Well, I'm
I
so
love
glad
that.
he thinks he's learning.
Isn't Paul Ryan helpful?
Figure out how to become a vice president, let alone
you're right.
Why do I smell Boehner in the background here?
Yeah,
Why do
I think
smell Boehner?
Paul Ryan needs to learn how to debate Joe Biden a little better. That didn't go so great back in the day, 2012.
Ryan is what Ryan is. We'll just we'll put it off, or we'll
sub-mediocre, and he'd rather be in the minority. He's not comfortable being a winner. He'd rather be a loser and have these great interviews on the Sunday shows. But West Point, my man, thank you, sir, for being.
It's always good to talk to you.
Yes,
my man.
Likewise, sir. You stay groovy, if you would. Try not to be too offended. We're gonna have to work on you, and me too. We're so easy to take offense. Here's Brian in Denver. What thoughts are you having, Brian? Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you. I just got to say, Broncos football was Colorado football, but after last week's display, I'll just never watch them again.
You just can't do it.
Again. I just can't do it, and I loved them, growing up. I mean, John Elway built Denver,
Yep.
Not only that, but then I was watching the mayor of San Juan trashing Trump and everything, and she's right in front of all the supplies that were sent.
Yep.
Okay. And now what's going on is actually the Teamsters down there are trying to make Trump look bad by not delivering all this stuff. So, there needs to be like an executive order. Trump needs to send the Marines in. We need to get this stuff delivered.
Better yet, Brian, I think Trump should personally go down there and get a forklift and personally deliver this stuff. Because you're right, the mayor of San Juan is standing in front of a warehouse of relief goods.
A warehouse
of products are standing right behind all these bottles of drinking water. Trump needs to go down there and hold her hand and personally bring it to everybody.
Here's a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You live on an island. You know hurricanes are going to hit. Do you not have a disaster relief plan?
Well,
do you not have a disaster relief plan?
You can look at. It's probably the time to look at that. I guess they're going to be political. Well, so maybe we have to do it. But what's up with all of the above ground power lines for Puerto Rico? I mean, some of these islands go below ground, a little safer.
The whole thing is people need to be looked into that are in Puerto Rico in positions of power, see where the money's going, see where the funds are going, see where the disaster relief plans are.
Yeah. Here's the wall, Brian. But thank you, sir, for checking.